Hi, and welcome back to the Hope Device. This is Stephen Eales, and we're looking at module number 14, which is all about the subconscious mind. One of the best examples I've observed of the way our subconscious mind works is related to driving my car. If you're a driver, you'll get what I'm talking about, but even if you're not, you may have witnessed the same phenomenon. When I'm on a long drive, I quite often get the feeling of teleportation. I'll be so lost in thought that I'll look up and wonder how the heck I got there so fast. It's not an actual time issue, but a thought issue. While I've been actively engaged in thinking, my subconscious mind has taken over the driving. Often too, I find that in circumstances that require me to focus, my conscious mind takes over. For instance, there's a stretch of highway not far from my home that has a 2-lane, long, steep incline. I can be cruising along the highway completely lost in thought, but once I reach this particular hill, the traffic conditions change. Trucks get slower and have to change down through the gears, and this tends to make people more anxious to pass while they have the chance with 2 lanes. At this point, mine and everyone else's conscious mind kicks in and takes over the control of the car. Similar triggers are wet weather conditions or traffic lights. You see, our subconscious mind is the autopilot that drives our lives while we are engaged in extraneous thought. Another way of thinking about our subconscious is to see it as a computer operating system. The operating system in our computer needs a program. It isn't the program, that's the job of our conscious mind. Our subconscious relies on input from the programmer. It doesn't decide or assess, it only reacts to the information it has been fed. In this way, we can understand that our subconscious mind doesn't detect lies or truths, it only creates our experiences. A lie is just a truth out of time. If we continually submit the untruthful information to our subconscious mind, it will set about making it real. Are you with me so far? If not, I suggest you go over this part a few times. All your life, you have subjected your subconscious mind to repetition. You've done it through exposure to your parents' opinions and those of your partners. And let's not forget the uber influential education system, print media, television, songs, movies, YouTube. There's quite a list of repetition-based information uploads to our subconscious, and it has a major impact on how we live our daily lives. But the most important thing to remember is nothing gets through to our subconscious mind without the approval of our conscious mind. Unless, of course, it's subliminal. Let's go back to the computer programming example for a moment. Some of you may know the predecessor of the household PC. It was an electric word processor, like an improvement on a typewriter, but this electronic wizardry could be programmed with grammatical instructions to correct your spelling and mistakes. It was a heavy, clunky piece of gear that required a program to be effective. Later, the home computer replaced it with its capacity to learn more by upgrading its program. Nowadays, our watches have more storage and capabilities than our PCs of 2 years ago. The reason? The programs have improved. Our subconscious mind has an unlimited storage and programming capability, as far as we know. The ability to perform multiple tasks is forever expanding because our own learning speeds and the quality of the programs available now. I'm very familiar with the world of musicians, and I can testify that the amount of information and tips available to anyone who desires to learn is more freely available now than ever before. what once was the territory for the privileged is now accessible to anyone. Musical techniques that have taken people a lifetime to develop can now be learned by a 5-year-old in a few weeks. What information will those people be passing along by the time they reach a mature age? The programs have improved so rapidly, and the ability to learn has increased along with it too. Now, there's a reason why we are looking at this side of our minds in such detail. Some of you may never have considered how your thinker functions before, so it's important to look closely at this before we dive into the next module, where we discover how our subconscious minds are programmed and what we can do to program for our desired outcomes. So until the next session, may I suggest you listen to this module a few times over? I love this study of conscious and subconscious minds. It's a pleasure to bring you the information. I hope you've enjoyed it. Ciao.